Need to discipline if he gets back.
Hopefully don't need to pass a ruler or anything.
All right, put him on Monday.
Yeah. They're going.
I was,
What's that?
talking about it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Yes, I know.
The participant side.
I am indeed.
We'll talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Joe, did you see the binder there?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay,
Okay,
that's got your pages in the front of it.
excellent, thank you.
How you doing?
We about all good?
It's your call today, since you're running the show.
Owl all set, ready to record?
Are you ready for me to?
Yeah. Yeah, all right. Well, I would like to call to order today's February 20th, 2026 Superior Historical Commission meeting. As far as preliminary matters go, I will hand off the roll call to JG.
Larry Dorsey,
Present.
Dalton Villette,
Present.
Karen Waligorski,
Here,
Mary Cartwright,
Present.
Carol Waligorski.
Here.
Scott Phillips,
Present and accounted for, I guess.
not have Maureen today, Jill Roberts.
Yes.
Susan Stanish. Here. Councilmember Craycraft.
Yes.
Excellent.
Wonderful. Next item on the agenda. Oh, Jean's here as well. And next on the agenda, we have the approval of the agenda. Everyone should have gotten this in advance. Any changes, or are we good to approve the agenda as is? Hearing no discussion, do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll make the motion to approve the agenda.
Motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Second, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the agenda passes unanimously.
May I say that because yours still comes through on spam, when I go to look at it and to look at it, it's fuzzy and has a line through at the bottom, so I can't even read it beforehand. So I don't know, I keep putting not spam on your stuff, but I don't know if you can do anything from your end.
Just a heads up, when I sent the agenda out, I mentioned that we've switched over to a new system and the day I sent it, there was no place to go get it online, but I think that's been rectified. So from here on out, you won't have to rely on my emails.
Okay.
And so I'll send out the where to go get them.
Okay, thank you, because I could read your message, but.
Yeah, it must be gargling with you.
So it wasn't,
Yeah.
it was in the PDF, you tried to open the PDF and it was,
Because it's in spam, you go down to the link,
yeah.
and it's very faint, and then italics, and there's a line
You
through it.
can move it out of spam.
Well. No, then it disappears on mine,
Oh.
it just goes.
So, but for some reason, my emails are going.
And I can't even
spam.
send her an email.
Oh, interesting.
So,
Anyway,
Anyway, thank
yeah,
you.
you either.
So next time I'm going with the.
yeah, I'll give everyone directions on how to get.
Thanks for
to
the
it.
email option.
Because it's a little different.
I'll just text me and I'll shoot your copy.
Okay.
All right,
Thank you.
next item then, any public comment? Any public comment? No one else in the room, anyone online?
No.
All right, we can move on to general updates and debriefing. As far as updates go, we have correspondences completed and required.
Oh.
There's been nothing new. I need to, Larry's gonna get me Bob Gabriella's address so I can send him one for the various mining things and all that we accepted.
Did we send one to Burton Lee for the map?
Yes.
Just check. I would like to add a note on this. It's more of a communication than a correspondence, but same difference in my opinion. Ben Ridgely reached out to me on the 9th and was just inquiring and letting me know that he'll be back in the area March to April. and, was wondering about other opportunities to collaborate or speak. And, so I'd just like to put that on the record to be thought about, and I still think that we should consider council relations with tribes and not just the historic commission relations, and potentially connecting Ben or others with the council directly rather than through the commission. And last year, Ben had also offered to potentially be like an adjunct commission member or similar. And I don't remember where that conversation went, but he's also been hard to get a hold of and talk to, he has a new number that I now have.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be excellent. I mean, if we can arrange like for him to chat with some of the council members, I think that would be fantastic.
If that comes to fruition, let me know and we can help.
Well, what action, what follow-up action would you like, Ben?
What would work?
Well, very good question. I would take your recommendation. I don't know if it's
How about if
something.
I email JG and she can move it on to you and others, and I'll provide his contact
Yeah, would
information.
that be a good topic for our dinner? Where we have the broader,
That was during March, yeah.
Yeah,
the town council dinner?
it might be a little, we're actually setting up a meeting with Ben, that might be a little bit late.
Okay, okay.
But just continued conversations with him. and
Right,
Brad.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
think that would be a great agenda
Yeah.
item.
Mhm.
And if by chance, if Ben is in town and we can cobble together some council representation, that would be wonderful.
Mhm.
So let's maybe see how it goes.
All right.
What's his name again, Scott?
Ben Ridgely, and Ridgely is spelled Ridge and then Lay, not ELY, it's LEY.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
Perfect.
and that's Northern Arapahoe Association.
Excellent. Thank you, Scott. Any other items for correspondences? All right, next is the Marshall Fire Remembrance All Advisory Group via CAPS. We had a very good meeting recently, just discussing really kind of the fundraising side of things and organizing everything there. We, at this meeting, also had the designers, the landscapers, architects there to just kind of talk about their overall process and familiarity when it comes to fundraising, because we understand this is gonna be kind of a big lift and is a very kind of unique project too, but I think we're all on the committee optimistic about, one, getting all the funds for this to actually make it possible, and two, doing it in a manner that's, I'd say, relatively expeditious, just because we'd like to have at least some kind of ribbon cutting ceremony or groundbreaking tied in with the 5th year anniversary later this year, which we think we'll be able to do something there. There's a couple of different ideas on how much work could be completed before then and what we'd be able to actually showcase, but we think some kind of ceremony will likely be occurring then. And as far as next steps, town staff has been very on top of it to make sure that we're doing all the site and soil testing there and convey that to the landscapers and designers too, so they have a more concrete estimate on what sort of gradation and steepness is going to be required to actually create the art installation and the remembrance at that specific site. It seemed like talking with Leslie Clark at the meeting too, Boulder County was very amenable to things as well, because that area has an easement for cattle grazing too. I mean, I think we all, if we're familiar with that area, probably have not seen cows grazing in that area in quite some time, but they still technically have the legal easement associated with it. But Boulder County didn't seem to have too much kind of animosity with the idea of installing this there and being able to maintain basically its open space status, so we wouldn't have to go through a rezoning process with that. Yeah, next step, after we get kind of the soil work and all the testing done there, we'll have a more concrete figure, and then we can basically launch the fundraising effort with kind of those clearer figures in mind. Any other?
Is there gonna be a monument of some kind too? A monument of some kind?
Yeah, so there will be physical, I think kind of the vertical structure is in the shape of a hearth. Which goes up, I think 9 feet tall, but you actually step down in that area. So when you're actually looking at it from McCaslin, I think.
We came up in any meeting.
Does she have public comment? When you're looking at it from, McCaslin, it's only, I think, like 4 feet, vertical, just because the way that it goes, it's kind of stepped down into a circle, so then it's technically 9 feet from this lower area going up, and that's to kind of commemorate the, individuals who passed away in the Marshall Fire itself. But that's kind of the most vertical structure within it. The rest is kind of these different rings that kind of go lower and lower down to commemorate each of the individual days that the fire itself was burning.
Oh, funny, comment, is there also going to be commemoration for the pets that were lost?
Yeah.
That's what Louisville's
Mm-hmm.
memorial has been, basically to the pets, because
Yep, so
there were
there's.
so many.
Yeah, there's a component focused on that too, which the artwork there, I really do think is incredibly moving and beautiful. The designs that they have too, which involves a lot of different, colorful glass as well. So I think it really is able to differentiate itself too from Louisville's kind of structure, while still being able to commemorate all the different pets that were lost.
Hmm.
So I like how they're able to incorporate that in there too.
Yeah, good.
Do you want me to just put it up here really fast?
Oh, sure, yeah.
That'd be wonderful.
And any other kind of points that I missed in our
No,
discussion?
the only thing is with regards to fundraising, because we could be talking $3, $4, $5 million project. You know, that's beyond anything we can do internally, staff wise, so. The idea is to hire a marketing firm that specializes in fundraising. It's a good idea.
Mhm.
So this is, I don't wanna spend too much time on this just because we're such a full agenda, but I think just so you can see. Some of it, we're kind of do this. So the hearth that Dalton mentioned, this was a hugely inspirational photo that the designers realized when going through so many photos that that's what was left on so many houses was that fireplace. And so they used it as a kind of a design. And they also looked at the landscape color, the fact that it snowed the next day. This is just literally a drawing on a napkin. But the design focuses, the gathering space focuses on rings, and each ring kind of signifies, different moments and days, of the fire event. So these are just some of the materials that they presented. So this is an aerial view. This is coming off of Ormond Roche. So it's basically level with the parking lot, and you walk onto this kind of plaza. And then the rest of it is kind of built into the hillside. So these colors are very significant, and the placement of this hearth aligns. Wasn't it with the time?
It was the time that the first 911 call went out about the fire, so the shadow will perfectly line up at, I think it was like 11:30.
Yeah. I get chills every time yeah. So that's at 11:09, it lines up perfect.
That's, well,
And then these rods, currently in the current design, which could morph and change because there's going to be more resident engagement. But right now, I think the number of them represent the number of homes lost in Superior.
Yeah, and that figure, we're having some debates. We like the design, want to keep that, but we might change it to include like Boulder County and wider Louisville area too. So how we number that figure could change.
And so the plantings are all there will be no irrigation, no electricity, nothing like that, so everything is able to grow and prosper in this area.
Native plants.
That's the pet memorial, actually right there in the corner.
So it won't look like this, but it's like an example of where it could be potentially. So basically, it's like this plaza and these rings kind of just take you down. I think once from top to bottom, it's a 15-foot
Yeah.
drop,
Mhm.
but it's all ADA.
Yeah. And the white is meant to represent the snow that came the third day. So we start with kind of the red brick, which is the fire itself, the black, which kind of is the dust settling, and there's still kind of some chaos
Embers,
associated
yeah,
with
yeah.
embers. And then we get the white with the snowfall, and then the fourth level is kind of inaccessible walking wise, but that's recovery and renewal, and that's where we get a lot of the wild plant life coming in.
It's much larger than I thought it was going to be. It's extremely impressive.
Mhm.
So if you're down the hill at those houses looking up, you can kind of see it right here, that they really are trying to make it as integrated as possible into that hillside so that residents living down below are not looking.
Always have it their face.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So is there a green light on this stage of the project to go for it?
At this stage, because we're still technically in design concept, it's really not been finalized, we still need to work with Boulder County, there's. The soil testing could alter this, there's just a lot still, but this is kind of where it's at right now.
That looks great. Yeah, it's gonna be nice.
I like the fact that it's got the lower profile versus it.
Yeah, that was something I know we were really kind of cognizant about when we chose that location. We knew it had the open space zone, and we wanted to still make sure that it could be as compliant with that zoning as possible, and it wasn't bringing too much attention to it, that people who lived in those surrounding areas could still go up and visit on their own time. That it wasn't in the heart of a neighborhood or anything specifically like that, and that it also wasn't a giant spire, massive statue that you could see for miles around. We did want it to be something that was a bit more built into the hill face itself. But any other questions, comments on our? All right, next, our bylaw and mass media list. I know that's usually Maureen's purview. Any other additional comments there? All right, volunteer updates. I know I've personally reached out to Jade a couple of times, who was kind of interning with us for a little bit, and I just haven't heard from her. So I don't know. I'm sure she's busy now with school in the semester.
Is she still in,
Well,
or is she in college now?
I believe still at Fairview, yeah, but I think this is the last year. Yeah. And then donors, Lions Club and recent donation. Any other additional kind of updates from the Lions Club?
JG has it, would be able to tell you about this.
Yeah,
Actually have that on my staff update,
Okay.
okay, perfect.
but do you have any other information or updates for us, Chief?
Just, I think it's like, hope that they are watering the trees, I said, I hope the trees are being.
Yeah.
Cause I know we're watering our trees, I hope they're watering these trees too.
Yeah, and now I kind of can't believe you have to think about watering the trees in February. Yeah.
Yeah, I just. But, they really need them watered.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm. All right, next, collection management. I know.
I have something on donors.
Oh, yes.
I added some donor pages to our inventory. One was the drums map, which came in at the end of last year. And then the mining items that Larry and Mary accepted from Gabriella. So that's been added, so we're pretty much up to date in the, binder there. One other note, I think all of you saw the, offer of the, wood burning stove. And when I saw that, I had a question as to whether it was a kitchen stove or a potbelly stove. So I called the lady right away, and she said it was a kitchen stove. And so then I explained to her that we already had one that had been donated, which was almost identical to what we lost in the fire, so that we didn't need hers. But I did wanna verify that she didn't have a potbelly stove, and she said, no, she did not. So she understood that we didn't want it, and she thanked me very much for calling her so quickly. I think sometimes we need to get on that right away, otherwise these things tend to float back and we forget about them, or we respond really late. So I tried to get on that one right away. That's all I have on donors, I think.
Well, good for you, Karen, and you're doing a great job on getting those cataloged or so accounted for so quickly, so.
Larry, do you want to explain what we took from Brett Gabriella?
How do you explain the clinker catcher? Yeah, Bob Gabriella over in Marshall has all sorts of stuff. He's lived there all his life, so his house barely escaped the fire, so he's got a lot of stuff available that he's thinking about moving on. So although we have quite a few carbide lamps, he had carbide lamps and I think it was his uncle bought at a hardware store closeout. So these are new in the box, carbide lamps. And so one of the things that are similar to what we got from Jim Listoka, but probably better quality, the squib container that would put the little fuses that go down the holes been drilled. That's some nice stuff anyway. And he's gonna keep inventorying what he's got and let us know when he's got more to donate. What about you, Mary? Anything else?
The uncle actually bought these carbide lamps from a store in Erie, way back when Erie was a mining town. And to me, it's been sort of interesting to remember that, hey, these miners had to buy all their stuff. They had to buy their carbide lamps, they had to go to a store and buy, and so that was just, I hadn't really thought about that. I thought, oh, here's this old carbide lamp again. But no, we've got them in boxes that we can make some of display to let people know that. Sorry, they're at crumb. It was really interesting. And we need to make sure he's invited to our spring program, I think.
Oh, okay.
Very nice guy. Of course.
Yeah, that'll be great, and definitely inviting him to the spring program, I think is a must.
Yeah.
All right, so collection management.
We are, Susan, can I define this as a well-oiled machine?
Oh, I would.
Yeah.
Everything through Gabriella Donations is uncatalogued. All the donation forms that we have received, there are some that are missing or we know were never available, are uncatalogued. Pictures of the first 50 items, the bedroom, the kitchen, and the main room of ASTI are on. So next, March 4th, I think, is our next work session.
Yeah.
So we've got a few items that we have some mysteries around that we need input on. Like the desks, we need to know which one came from whom. So we're gonna need a little help on that. We've got some things that aren't on, like never recorded. And they probably came with a group of something. So we just need to put the pieces together on. There's probably 5 or 6 items like that. So it's not very many. And then our next step is to do the same thing at Grasso and then start on the basement. And I verbally said target the end of June to be done with that. So next meeting, I know Mary's asked us to document what the process is, But we needed to have catalog it under control to do that, so we're hoping to do that in March. There's a discussion item there. I feel like there was one other thing, Susan, what am I forgetting? Oh, the found items. We've added an entry for found items.
From the fire, yeah.
Yeah, where they weren't really donated, so we got things from the fire that were
Covered.
found or recovered, yeah. So we've added a category for that.
Is that the found in collection official term?
We just found. And then we added like your Veterans Day pictures from the
Okay.
cemetery,
Yeah,
just because it's a central place for it.
yeah.
And then when all that's said and done, we want to go around the different town buildings and get the photographs. Because they're a good reference point of what was where, so that and then the last thing with that is second half, we'd like to do a picture party. Where a lot of us have physical
Yeah.
photographs from over the years, is bring them and go, okay, these are the ones we want to get them scanned and in. So,
Great
That's
idea.
gonna be
Yeah.
a big, I think, that's
Yeah.
gonna be a big one, so I think.
that's why it's in,
Seed
It's
has
in-
been planted though, if you have a lot of physical photographs of the museum or former commission members or just
Or
anything
events
town
or-
related, just maybe start pulling them out.
mhm,
But what about the ones that are on our hard drives?
exactly, just.
So
Put them on a flash drive.
or should we talking about like two separate,
Two
like a digital
Yep.
party and then there'll be a hard copy?
copy parties. If you find them and are comfortable, feel free. What I've done with the couple things we've got is the Google Drive you set up for us is becoming quite the repository.
That's great.
Yeah, so I can just, if you find them and send them, I will put them in pictures to be reviewed and then they're off your plate, right? I'm happy to do that. Just as a sidebar is, because it's not really cataloging, like the minutes from all the, affiliate. The affiliate meetings, the education sessions are all out there. Helpful links that we've come across. All your scanned forms and the spreadsheets you keep are, so I'm putting everything into a online.
Yeah, we were missing,
So it's the sister to the catalog.
yeah,
Yeah,
we were missing some donation forms, and so I just made one out. One
Yeah.
was Jim Vanette, which
Yeah.
accounted for a whole lot of missing numbers.
yeah.
Cause he had a bunch, and then we found some more that we had to add to the end of that year. But anyway, all those numbers are now accounted for.
Good.
And things, miscellaneous things like Gladys's Christmas ornament, we didn't have a donation sheet on that, so I just made one up.
And there are
Put
things
it in the book.
that are given to us that aren't really collections. We've got things in information log where someone gave us a file cabinet or something. That we're probably gonna separate out. So
It's not the.
it's not a collection per se, yeah. But
Yeah,
those kind of bubble through as we figure out what we don't have, and that's the bottom of,
Yeah,
that's low on the priority list. So,
But I love the idea of, once the collection is getting under control, kind of move into the photo collection thing, because I know there's probably a lot of really great photos out there.
well, and if you think Marshall Fire Remembrance, I think
Yeah.
people and pets, the next thing you hear is photos.
Mhm.
I lost the pictures of, so.
Well, bully for the collections team, they're doing a great
Yeah.
job.
Yeah, I will go well-oiled machine.
Been drinking, is that what you're saying?
No.
More like caffeination.
Oh,
Yeah, Catherine always brings her big cup of whatever tea or coffee. It's kind of-
something.
It's
And
not
we
well
did-
inebriated machine.
Yeah, but we are between openings, we do have a lot of kind of our supplies out there. Cause we found we have to label a lot of things. So like the military uniform has five labels on it now,
Those
not
are-
one. Yeah, because we needed to do the coat,
Yeah.
the shirt, the belt, the pants, the pouch,
Mm.
Right, and so it's 105, 205,
Right.
because it shows they all go together
Yeah.
with that, because the uniform is the item. So those supplies are out there, so if they get in your way, just move them. But we left everything set up, so we walk in right now.
Well, maybe we'll clean up after our session on the fourth.
Yeah, for the
in
opening.
advance of the
Mhm.
opening day.
Mhm.
Yeah, but we just left it for now.
Yeah, well, I think by then we'll be moving to Grasso too,
I hope so.
so.
All right.
Mhm.
Wonderful.
So that was my big update.
That's fantastic news. Yeah, that's terrific. And truly hats off to both of you, especially for all the hard work with that and getting everything.
And Catherine,
up
Yeah,
to
and
date.
Catherine.
Yeah,
be sure to pass that on to her.
yeah. All right, as far as the next item, which is the QR code signage in partnership with CAPS. Drew, who's the chair of CAPS, and I have exchanged a couple of different emails. We do have kind of some physical updates. I know we have this one dedicated to the Lions Club, but these are kind of the actual signage of what those are going to look like. The only difference for these ones for CAPS and historical is instead of the beautiful Lions Club logo, we're going to have the logo for the town of Superior there, and then we'll have the QR code located on the front along with description for the either art piece that it's going to be located with or the historical site or historical artifact that's on display there. And I think we have kind of like a rough list of all the different historic and the art locations too for this right now.
Yeah, and separate from what I want to talk about on my staff update, I think for this part of the agenda, as far as an update, you know, it's an ongoing, it's kind of a slower project because it, you know, other things kind of end up jumping ahead of it, but I want to start out with the Lions Club and CAPS, the public art collection, with getting kind of a sense of what that plate will look like. And so I think it'll be nice to kind of see that direction. And then that will buy some time for this group to, not only see what the final version will look like, but then, finalize the list for this group.
Yeah, but then we'll also need to write the details as well, because there will be a little bit of information too on that kind of upper slanted part as well, so we can come up with kind of what we want to actually state on there and then what we want to have be directed with the QR code online.
Yeah, so for the Lions, it'll be very similar regardless of if it's art, historical, or for Lions, but we'll try to keep the format somewhat similar for all of them.
That'd be great. Thank you so much, Gigi, for getting these and working away on this. So next, as far as debriefing, we have the CPI Saving Places Conference on February 11th through the 13th. Any additional update there?
I thought it was good. I think the topics were relevant. I don't know if they were applicable.
Also,
Because like a lot of the things of how you will maintain a building's historic relevance, they were focused on how you did it as part of city planning. So if we were taking a historic building and we needed to bring it up for use and turn it into a community center. A lot of, we went to the one on fire, right, aspect. It was large scale in the terms of thinking in terms of you had several hundred, so Pasadena, you know, those fires where they had so many homes that were built in the 20s by what's now considered the architects, right?
Yeah.
And so how you would apply that, how you use geomapping for your replacement and repair within that. So again, very relevant to what you might do coming back, not applicable. Like if we were having to, if we had seen this and the Marshall Fire happened this December, I would have been like, we want to call these people for original town. Right? For all the homes there. because the homeowners might have been very interested in what they could have gained from that. And it's this all these publicly available things that you run through the software and get. So relevant, not necessarily applicable, because they're wrong.
Yeah.
We still have one session we're waiting to get the replay information on barn restoration. Yeah, and she has not answered my email yet.
Right.
So if I haven't heard, I'll call next week. And then we did a bunch of fact finding, for JG on something. I think you're gonna do in the staff update. I'm gonna say, looking back, Deep Roots is still the most impressive.
Right, right.
Good to know.
They, of course, the main focus of the luncheon were the 5 properties that have been chosen for Colorado's most endangered places. So you can have this and look around. Among them, which surprised me that it would even have to be, is bed support construction. You'd think the park service would keep that maintained, but it's falling apart actually. Which is
So
horrific.
Jill, you mentioned Deep Roots, so that's the company that.
That's the company that did the
We did,
privy
yeah.
and is doing a repair
Compared to the barn door.
to the
So
barn.
they made a presentation.
No, they were, vendors
Oh, yeah, at a table.
exhibiting, and when JG had these questions, we went and stopped by.
They've done some real significant stuff.
Yeah, and they were,
Well, and it was funny because I was emailing them like about the barn door. And
oh, they knew all about
he
it.
replied back and said, I'm sorry, I'm not
Yeah,
keeping in better touch, but I'm at the conference. And I said, oh, say I did too.
Yeah, so we talked to them and we talked, and the people at the table said, oh, he's your man. So we turned over and we said, thanks for helping with our privy. And he, we had a nice chat.
so yeah, I think a lot of it's just our scale is. Mhm.
But worthwhile, it was,
Yeah.
sounded like a good time.
Like I said, if I was, like, as you're doing the grant, I will ask much better questions now. Yes, but it wasn't, like I said, we don't have 20 buildings to go figure out.
Yeah.
We don't have a building that if we still had the old schoolhouse, we still had some of these things.
Yeah.
So that's why I say relevant to stuff that goes on, but not necessarily applicable. Yeah. The technology part, half of the technology one was really good. And we're on a good path. Like, I think about how we're doing searches and what we're finding. To understand, authenticity of an item. Right, and being able to do that. So we're scratching the surface there. So.
Some of it was, you sort of steal other people's ideas and,
Marshall waiting too. When you finish with Jeffco and Boulder County.
oh, right. Greeley's, help me, Mr. Greeley now. The Centennial Park thing,
Centennial Park.
where they brought in all these buildings.
Mhm.
Their attendance has been falling. He didn't say it that way, but you could read between the lines through the years. And so they've thought of other creative things to bring, to remind people that it's there. And one thing they do every year now is have a Latino exhibit, or, a festival, a weekend.
Okay.
And I thought to, the peoples that were there, and of course, we are thinking of trying to do other things with indigenous people. But a few years ago, we had when we reopened the interim museum. Or was it before? But anyway, we had our Polish, we had the pierogi truck and all that. And I thought, let's have an Eastern Europe focus for all the miners that came in. So that was, you get a germs of an idea that we can be doing.
Those germs are good, aren't they?
Yeah, some germs are.
So are the pierogies.
Yes.
Yeah, and we did we were eavesdropping and introduced
Yes.
ourselves. I will call them your equivalent from Boulder County and Jeffco. And they're getting ready to restore the barn that's on the open space off Cherryvale and Marshall.
Oh.
So we want to keep a pulse on that.
Yes,
Yes,
good,
so.
absolutely.
So that was a good meetup.
Boulder County also has two other already restored barns somewhere out of Longmont. One of them's really old, they fixed after flood. It was in the flood zone. And the other is just this agricultural center, if I've interpreted center, that they.
Kind of near hygiene, I think.
Yeah, out towards hygiene.
Yeah. So it, like I said, it was money well spent, but I don't know if it's an every year thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think we need to.
Did you go just one day?
We might,
You know, so thank you all for funding it out of our funds.
that's really interesting though, just to kind of hear that perspective.
yeah, I think from comparing notes, it's gotten, the audience has really shifted. From your.
How so?
A lot of city planners,
Hmm,
Yeah, not just the small.
not just the
people.
museum people, yeah.
Yeah,
It's-
I think that's it.
Which is right, which is a good way to go, but I think with that, CPI has changed their focus.
Yeah.
Was what if I put on my old business person hat, right, that's where they're getting funds.
mhm.
So, and that's where their attendees are coming from.
All right.
Interesting. Yeah, thank you very much for attending and for all that detail as well.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Next is the February 6th work session. Additional details there.
I don't think it happened.
Yeah.
Was that when we were taking pictures that day, or was that was this week?
February sixth, that was the day before the opening.
Mhm.
Yeah. No, it was scheduled for the 13th, but that was in the middle of the conference.
So that didn't, the February 6th was, I think, us just all getting together. We were
Yeah.
just doing pictures and you stopped by, cause you were going over to see Bob Gabriella. Yeah, and we were just, that was a random cataloging day.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah, because the 13th, we were at the conference and Susan
yeah.
was booked, and so, and you were in California and everything else, so we just didn't have it the
Okay.
13th.
okay.
So I guess that should have been a change to the agenda when we voted on
We can have just a little bit of detail there.
Yeah. it. Yes, we did work on the 6th, but it was the
Yeah.
cataloging group
Yeah.
and the donations group, so.
Well,
Still
the
work
work
session.
session.
Yeah, but it wasn't, I don't know if it was in the town communications that way.
I think it was. I
Okay.
can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, either way.
Or it does work.
Yep.
Yep.
On February 7th, as far as the Open Museum days, I know Scott and I were at ASTI for the morning shift. We got a couple of people right at the tail end. There was like a decent number of people who came in kind of all at once, which was nice to see. So we had some juggling hands as we were doing kind of a shift change too, which was nice, with Karen and Wally. How was it the rest of the time?
It was pretty good, and we were busy.
Yeah.
And in fact, we ended up staying there till, what was it, almost 2:30 because we
Yeah.
had somebody come in.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think we had 6 more, so there may have been a total of 8,
In the afternoon.
something like that, right?
Yeah, at least 8, if
There were
not
3 in
more.
the morning.
Yeah.
Are the totals on the tally sheet?
Should be.
They are. Ours.
They're on the clicker.
Susan, do you want to tell about ours?
Yeah.
We had a really good day at Grasso, because it was a beautiful day, lots of people were walking by and saw the signs, you know, going by on the trail, so we had people coming into the museum, we got a number of people. Mary, she's so knowledgeable about the Grasso property there, she was taking people out to see the barn and other outbuildings, and then people kept kind of showing up and going on to the tour from the trail, so we were like marking everybody down, 2 ladies, and we didn't get everybody to come in and sign their name, but we definitely accounted for all the visits, and it was a lot of positive interaction. I don't remember the exact number, but it was a lot.
26.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah, it was so much fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
There must be a world record for her.
Mary's is right.
Oh, yeah.
So as much as I didn't like the direction of the path.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're happy to eat.
I thought traffic was good.
And there hasn't been any vandalism on the road, so we have to take back all the things that we
Great.
were anticipating that will happen, but
We did get the break in. little barn, but,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
but I don't know if that's because.
And the cat broke in. too.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
there was another cat that ran across and scared her broken.
Yeah.
Gave him a good fright so they don't do it again.
One of the fellows that came in the morning was a former docent at the Louisville Museum and was interested in at some point discussing further about getting historical background information for some kind of presentations he compiles. I didn't take notes, that's all I remember. I thought that would be a good thing for Larry to have about, so I mentioned that you write the historic corner and might be available. I don't remember his name, it's in the sign-in book.
Yeah. Yeah, he signed that. I think he also left his email too. All right, so then next, Heritage Roundtable in Amfram. I know the meeting's coming up on Monday. Is that true?
Yes,
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm planning to go, I can drive 3 people,
I'd like to go.
I can drive 2 people.
We know what they're talking.
I can drive 1 person. The topic changed,
Yeah, I'm trying to
um,
change two.
yeah, and I don't remember what it changed to.
So what's to someone from narratives?
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
talks about how we can become better storytellers, really,
Yeah.
which was a lot more, applicable.
Yes, relevant versus applicable. The words of the day,
Semantics.
yes.
And it's at the Denver Firefighters
Yeah.
Museum, which is a
Mhm.
terrific museum.
Yeah.
Whenever we get a chance to go, come on. Ride on, close rides and ride the general stuff.
Mary trusts my driving after 3 years.
No, just get, Jill's a good chauffeur.
Jill just hates parking. So, can we add the History Colorado affiliates to this section for future updates too?
You did ask me to do that.
Thank you. I was not gonna call it out though.
Call it out, so.
How's that working?
That is some of the best money we've spent in ages.
Yeah.
The dollar.
The dollar we spent. I tell you, Mary sat in on the webinars I've been going to with me. This one was on pests.
Oh.
You talking about me again?
Yes. We may have some pests brewing at Aspen.
Oh.
So when we brought the photo box up, it had dead flies in it. And we had 3 spiders upstairs. So I need to have whoever does that type of maintenance for us in the town. Look at the documentation because there's actually certain types of pest controls we should use preventatively. Different types of strips in the spacing. And we may, as we're going through things in the basement, need to shift how we're storing some things down there. So it's based on what we learned from that, so.
Well, one thing it brought out was when you bring in something new, isolate it.
Yeah.
So I have on my list to request that we get a couple of big totes, polypropylene,
Polypropylene.
tubs that you can put them in there for like a week or 2. By then you'll find out if there's little bugs or the little droppings or
Yeah.
whatever, so then you know what to do.
And if it's anything like fabric or wood or some other thing. If you have the capability to just stick it in a freezer for after you isolate it, stick it in a freezer. Because it will kill. And History Colorado has available a large freezer if we had a large item that we needed to do. So, as I said, the best buck we've ever spent,
Yeah.
right? So, and those are the things I've put, and if people don't know the Google Drive, I can show you where I'm putting stuff, but it gets it out there so we can go back to it. And if you're interested in going direct, like I sign up for every month. And I have the discount code, so you don't pay for it. And then, because even if you can't go, you automatically get the replay. So good. That's just my little, so I've made 1 out of the last 3.
That's a good.
But I've watched them all because of the
Yeah.
internet, so. Okay,
And then the Heritage Roundtable met yesterday, and at this point, most of the effort's going into planning for the preservation awards in May. Culminating in the Cornell Award. And we have it again at the Chicago Community House. And so that's been reserved, so that is on the way. And last year, we, the Historical Commission, and Karen Wally and myself went and we purchased a couple $100 worth of sandwiches to take along to the event, because it's all just what the organizations can contribute, which has been cut down a lot with the big impact on Boulder County budget, with the budget cutback. So Karen, you want to look into that again this year? Do we want to offer that again for the roundtable?
I think I would vote to do that. It was well received last year.
Yeah, it was.
And the year before.
But the question is, does the group wanna donate to that?
That's right. Like I said, it seemed like what, $240 or something we spent last year.
Yeah, it seems like a good idea to make.
Yeah, I
Support.
think, I don't remember what you guys donated. Was it 125 or?
Can't
And
remember.
it ran over that, and Larry and I split the cost over that. It wasn't much, it's only $10 for each of us, so it wasn't a big deal.
Cause what I'll do next is I'll contact the right person and tell them we'll contribute again. If it's okay with the group.
It's an expenditure, should we, make a vote, have a vote?
Yeah, do we need to make a vote today or,
When would the expenditure happen?
May,
Oh, not till May.
okay.
Unless you
Because then I
want-
was just thinking, oh, do we need to go back and
Yeah.
update the agenda to make sure that we have a vote on there? But if we can have it on next month's agenda as a vote, then we can approve that.
Yeah.
Well, I'll make the offer then, and, I think that's, the Historic Boulder is having its annual members meeting, I think it's next week, at the Oddfellows Hall in Boulder, which I always connect with the Boulder Army store, the great Army Navy store there back in the old days. It's at 15th and Pearl, so this is a business at the ground floor and then the Oddfellows meeting on the second floor, so I can't remember what Len Siegel says, something like the longest, it's a building with the longest single tenant in it in Boulder history, so when it was built to now, not the only one that kind of occupancy, so it's a historic and relevant building. That's it.
Yeah, actually, we had another Fram item before we go to the next thing. We had talked last month about hosting, they were looking for a host in August
Seems like it.
timeframe, and we had said we could consider hosting it and basically do a second grade field trip day for adults. So meet at town hall, do a short presentation on what we learned from the Marshall Fire, right? Lessons learned. And then take them to Grasso and up to Asti. Because they like to do a tour with that. And I think Fram is really working just to stay alive.
Right.
So,
The ones that keep it going are,
yeah,
they're doing a great.
they're doing a great job,
effort,
yeah.
but it's,
But we would need to be able to tell them Monday, so,
I'm looking up the August date.
date, yeah, well, I don't know why August sticks in my head,
third Monday?
Usually.
usually, yeah. August 17th,
See, Labor Day is September.
yeah, Labor Day is late this year, it's September 7th. So it would be before the, second grade field trip rush and fall program and tombstone tours and
All that stuff.
And people have just been providing like, cheese and crackers and water. Like,
basically what you do here. and a case of bottled water. Is that all you need?
20 maybe.
Yeah,
although-
maybe
Yeah, that's stretching it to get to 20.
20. Mhm.
Maybe, hopefully it'll go. There is a summer social in June at, remember. Who volunteered for that? Lions, maybe.
Yeah, I wanna say, yeah.
Anyway, we'll find out.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got
So
a big,
can we offer that on the 17th
Of August.
of August?
I'd say so, if,
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing we would have to do is get a room at town hall.
yeah. I don't know if we could arrange for them to meet with Mark or town council on that day, but.
Yeah. Well, you know,
we
it would
could
be
still-
good actually to have. Because we wanted to show them what we restored, we did it in our museum, right? How we worked with the town is to get Clinton.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be good, yeah.
Also, if we host like that, we need to make it public as well, and
Mhm.
the public can drop in if they want to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And it's always just scheduled from 1 to 3.
Mhm.
I'd say we should go forward with that, I like that
Okay.
idea.
what day of the week is that?
It's a Monday, and I'm more than happy to do the presentation as long as y'all review it to make sure I got my facts straight. So, because they will need someone to speak for about 45 minutes, so.
Okay,
Okay, let's add this to the agenda for next.
Next
month
month.
as well,
Yeah,
yeah. just-
and again,
I'm looking at our discussion
Yep,
item and
okay.
we're really.
Yep, and if we get there Monday and they've got somebody.
Yep.
We're good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay.
okay,
yeah.
good.
okay, thank you.
All right, so now moving on to the work plan check-in on the discussion items. The very first item is the spring program final planning details. So Larry, I know we've been in kind of some conversation with this panel presentation for the spring program.
Yes, and JG has also been in contact, so that it's, we're communicating directly with Cindy Arsenault, Jim Listoka, and Jack Bowles to be the panel. And I think as long as everybody thinks that's okay direction to go, what we need to do is establish the date and time. And JG has, in the communication with them, they agreed all of them are available in that last week of April, I think. it is.
Yeah, either Tuesday the 28th, Wednesday the 29th, or Thursday the 30th. And it would be good if we could decide on a date and then a backup, just in case, because I need to reserve a space. And if for some reason you choose a date and I can't find a space, I need to have, just out of the 3, I need you to choose 2, basically.
And I don't know if it makes any difference to any of you about what day of the week, what evening of the week for you, but, let's see. There's nothing going on Friday, is there, like a meeting or anything?
Well, we only ran the 3 days by now.
Oh, no, we don't want to do it
Oh,
the
I'm
night
sorry.
before or something, so,
Gotcha.
yeah, you're safe.
Okay.
You're good.
That's what.
No, there's nothing that Friday.
Yeah, but any of those, no, except for the first day of May, May Day.
May Day.
May Day, no, wrong May Day. So. Should we suggest Wednesday or Thursday? With 2 off? 29th
29th or
9th,
30th.
30th?
I'm sorry, did you say you had checked the town calendar to make sure there were conflicting events that,
I can look right now.
that might not be a bad idea, just in case there's some other
I don't think there was anything when I
public thing
looked
going on that night.
a week or 2 ago, but I should look.
That would be a comfort for people that wanted to come.
We'll have, on the Saturday, we'll have not only our open day, but we'll have our walk too. So maybe,
Oh, yeah.
the
Good.
Wednesday to give a little
Yeah.
more space. in
Tuesday,
between.
Wednesday instead of Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah, but we're what,
Good.
you know,
There's nothing on the town calendar right now, but the other big part is the space here.
Maybe we should do Tuesday or Wednesday then. We've got the Saturday coming up.
Do you have what's your first choice, Wednesday or Tuesday?
I'm fine with either.
Either one?
Should we do Tuesday then, just as a buffer?
Sure.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so first choice is the 28th, second choice is the 29th.
And then we could potentially have it down at the civic space if we needed to, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, we have three choices now, I guess.
Yeah.
Town hall and community center and the.
Yeah, I usually try not to do town hall.
Yeah.
Just 'cause
Yeah.
that's a moving target. Yeah.
Mhm.
There's just so much going on there.
Yeah.
And remember, we'd plan and we'd get the boot.
Get bumped.
Yeah, just about.
Yeah,
And then 6 or 6:30 for start time, and both Civic and here close at 8, so like they need to walk out at,
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah, we used to do it
it's
at
after
7,
8.
but since they have to leave,
Yeah,
done it up at 8 o'clock, I guess it'd be 6 or 6:30. Preferences?
I think 6:30 is good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
6:30 for people that have been working and need to get a coffee.
Mhm.
okay, 6:30. All right, thank you.
Perfect. All right. So next then is the cemetery March open date. So this, I believe, would correspond with the museum open date on March 7th.
Mhm.
Any other kind of additional thoughts or questions with that? I know I unfortunately will not be able to attend or assist on March 7th because I'm going to be overseeing our caucus over at Monarch High School, which is on that Saturday. That'll be
More important work on it.
that'll be an all-day activity. But yeah, otherwise, I mean, we had very good attendance there now when we were at the cemetery. We had like kind of the first tour, around 20 or something people showed up.
It was Scott, wasn't it?
Oh, Scott, yeah. I mean, would you be interested in?
No, I'm happy to stand outside.
Okay.
You need two, Scott, you think, 2 people?
I don't know, we'll just play it by ear who's available, but I can take the lead on the cemetery.
Okay.
I always like being the utility infielder, I could any place there, so those 3
I
options.
mean, we could, since we're planning on it, we could finally actually have like winter again.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's
I
just
think
like,
it'll be raining personally.
this is like 11 to 1, isn't it?
11
Yeah,
to 1.
11 to 1, yeah. Okay,
Anybody else gonna be absent that day?
Well, I think, we should, when we start talking about museum coverage, we should just kind of cover that at the same time, if you're.
Yeah.
Somebody to
Yeah,
kind of go back
that's
and forth.
what I was thinking.
Yeah,
next then, because that's also on the upcoming events, we can talk more about that then. The next item then is the historic walk planning. So we are planning that for that first Saturday in May.
Maybe situation normal, yeah.
That's fine.
More
It's well,
details
it's that, I think y'all agreed to have everybody meet at Grasso, so that's, I think I needed that information because of Hello Superior. But,
Yeah, so we're not starting at Astor, we're gonna start at.
starting at Grasso, but I know you guys, you all like also planned getting markers put out and things
Yeah.
like that.
That goes pretty fast.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty fast. We do it like the day before.
Yeah.
and if we needed to, can't we peel off from the museum opening and have a couple people go do it?
Yeah, we can do it in
Yeah.
the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Sorry, it took me a minute to catch up with that. So, yeah, 'cause I don't
I'm
know.
thinking it takes, with the spring, the talk and everything, logistically, get extra people at the museums and let
That's
folks
right.
go take care of the marketing.
Especially getting close to 2 o'clock, I want
Yeah.
Mhm.
people coming
Maybe
through
that
the walk.
day we can ask if Catherine can help.
Yeah,
Mm.
Well, I mean, yeah.
I think she'd like that.
And by the way, the round table used to put out a brochure, a trifold or something like that, about all the historic preservation events going on in May. And they're not gonna do it this year because by the time she got it done last year, the month was about over, so.
Mm.
Although I do think some of the people from out of the city came, Superior came because it was featured in that old brochure. But that won't be this year. Okay, we'll just continue on that, huh?
Yeah. Just continue as normal there. Next item then is the preservation plan and getting started there.
I think on the work plan, so I took, like you asked, I took the work plan into a task list. That was to establish a work group to begin to address how we would do, what a preservation plan would include and how we want to go about it. So that was that one.
Yeah.
We need volunteers for a work group.
I'll volunteer. Yeah, I'm happy to volunteer for that. Hopefully, you can find working times for me.
Yeah, I'm happy to volunteer too.
I don't know, we know exactly what's gonna be generated for this.
Well, that's the
A
whole,
plan.
yeah, that's the whole is,
Preservation.
this is the plan for a plan. If I'm remembering my notes, I don't know that.
You know, maybe start by comparing other preservation plans from other municipalities or.
Or needs assessment, then compare what meets the needs. Yeah, anyway, that's meeting one, right?
Yeah.
Oh, we got it done now.
Sounds like a good plan for a plan.
I'll volunteer for that too.
So we can technically.
Me too.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh, okay.
well, you
You
can,
can only have 3 as a subcommittee, right?
well, I mean, you can have multiple, you just can't meet. You can't have 4.
You
of
have to
meet.
publish it to
You would
me.
have to, it would have to be a work
But
session.
why can't we have it and publish it? I mean,
We can.
we just have so many coming to our work sessions that are published every month. I mean, you know, so what?
The only difficult part of that is the flexibility. of
Yeah.
when-
Yeah, too many,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't mind trying to do that, it's just, again, I would have to find a time that's more workable. For my participation, if I'm going to participate.
And with work sessions, they have to be at a location that's accessible to the public, whether it's Zoom or a location.
Yeah,
If it's just 2 of you, you can really just, you can meet on your own. Go to a bar,
Yeah.
restaurant, or someone's house, or, you know, it's a lot more a lot more. So that's the only benefit to. a
well, maybe we
smaller
have
group.
us 4 and we have a rotation on the,
Mhm.
or a reserve person, I don't know, what do you think?
But what, I'm sorry.
As the 4th volunteer.
I'd say all 4 of your input would be valuable, and let's just have it and find the date works for you and you publish it. And
Sure.
see how it goes. Yeah.
Yep, that works.
We're not, yeah, transparency is fine, being good, we're gonna be transparent regardless.
Yeah.
Sure.
Let the sun shine in.
You can also use existing one session dates. as
I
well.
just think that too, it's just a matter of, those times aren't good for me.
Yeah. And we can always add them, just let me know what you wanna do.
Okay, perfect. All right, well then, next item is the utensil display infrastructure.
Well, I've mentioned this before, it's all these little kitchen things that Karen and I accepted.
Yeah.
And, it'd be nice to show some of them on, and, I've mentioned before, so you've been thinking about it presumably. And I've wondered about a board or of some kind over by the stove on the wall that we could rotate things in and out. And so what do we want that would go into the wall? Would we want it like a bulletin board that we, or do we want hooks into the wall itself, or?
We were talking about it at one of our cataloging
Good
sessions.
for you, yeah.
And the 2 ideas that came up was, we got real estate by the stove. And the idea was the concept of a pegboard.
Great.
Because you can move it around so easily.
Yeah.
And then the other idea was we've got the shelf above the sink, that whole middle section, to add some shelves within that. To do those 2 things.
Or add hooks above there.
Yeah, to where you could maneuver them around. So, but I think that might be do we need Liam or somebody to come by?
I think that you're just putting hooks, but if you want something,
The idea was a pegboard. Because we have boxes of really cool
Yeah.
stuff.
You could rotate things around and you
Mhm.
easily rehang something
Yeah.
based on its size.
And they
I
have,
would look to see
they
if
go
there's something
into the
we can
pegboard.
buy.
IKEA makes a really nice one, and it's all
Yeah.
magnet based.
Oh,
Yeah, let me.
So it's
let me
basically a
look.
metal pegboard, but the things either stick in or you can get shelves. They're big in the dormitory supply.
Yeah.
College dorm is where I
Really?
but you can literally take a shelf that's yay deep and you magnet it to the, but you can move it around based on, oh, we got this new thing, we wanna add to it, and
Why
so.
don't I do some shopping around,
Okay.
and if you see something, maybe the three of us can kind of just look, or the four of us, I mean, we could just look.
Yeah, the IKEA is functional, it wouldn't look good in space,
Okay.
but the idea of how that works.
Yeah, let
is-
me look around and see if
Okay.
there's something that looks kind of old timey.
Yeah, cause I hate to have it boxed in the basement.
Yeah.
To Mary's point, we've got,
yeah,
But would it be okay so that we keep the look of what's above the sink? If maybe we just put hooks
yeah,
there, and then this other one would be the more.
we could almost
move it
use
around.
command hooks, because then they're,
Could-
we're not.
And the other
putting
one
holes
is
in
quite a
anything.
bit larger,
Yeah,
you know, I'm not sure it's gonna fit above the sink, so
Mm.
you keep that stuff.
I'm wondering, should we first just do the pegboard on the wall and then see if we want to expand
Okay.
above the sink?
Yeah.
Or if we
Yeah,
wanna
yeah.
save that for,
Yeah,
You know, what Marilyn had was really nice,
Mhm.
nicely done, I thought.
Yeah.
With what we got from her,
Mhm.
yeah, and that was a pegboard. I
yeah.
remember from the
Yeah.
pictures you had taken, yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, thank
Let
you.
me snoop around.
yeah.
Thank you.
that'll be good, thank you. All right, so next we have a vote actually, which is to purchase lanterns for inside of the barn.
Take it away, Mary.
All right, we, as you've heard, we had wonderful visitors on our open day. And as I was showing them in the barn, and thank you, it was all cleaned up, no little black pellets. And of course, they all zoomed in, they liked the manger and all that, but they headed for the back room, which is in total darkness. And they put on their phones and try to look, and I'd say, yes, there's an ox yoke down there, and you couldn't see it. So can we buy a couple of lanterns that when we show off the barn, we can pick the lantern?
What kind of lanterns are we looking at?
It's something that looks old fashioned, but is of
Like
course
an L-
battery operated.
Oh, yeah, it needs to be battery operated, start a fire in there.
Oh, yeah, no,
No, I'm saying.
that wouldn't be approved.
It burned the barn down.
Yeah.
That would like to be still there as cow, would we?
Well, that one was a bad one.
You're good at burning barns down.
Oh, I bet there is.
And they're
something,
done.
Isn't there, looking like an old, looks vintage,
Okay.
but it's actually battery powered.
Oh, yeah, I even have one, but mine is sort of weak. Get a-
Now, if you just had some old lanterns you wanted to hang in there as strictly as a decoration or whatever,
That'd be good.
I have at least two in my possession. One of them is, it's called a Dietz. It went way back. When I got it, it was brand new in a box. So I'd be willing to donate that.
Yeah, because we don't have,
If we want to just hang just
Yeah.
as a decoration. In fact, I have two.
yeah.
That's too bad we lost those two barn lamps in the fire.
Yeah.
Mary, if you had to say how many would be good,
Oh, I think no more than two, just
or
for,
just two?
but make powerful ones. Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Rechargeable.
Yeah, it need to be recharged.
So I don't know how much they'll cost. If you wanna just throw it up to number out there,
Probably $30-40 a piece.
That's what I was thinking, $30 each.
so maybe up to.
Up to 100.
Sure.
Okay, I move that we authorize the purchase of two battery operated lanterns for the barn up to the value of $100.
I would like to amend that to be a rechargeable battery.
That's true.
Oh, Yeah.
I'll second
Prices seem to be running
it.
$45 to $60.
I would say
You might be better off go up to 150 if you're
Yeah,
running roughly
exactly.
65.
Yeah,
Let's go up to 200 with shipping and taxes.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's even a better idea.
Yes.
Accept that amendment.
I accept, I think these wise amendments, I totally accept. It is the second or first, totally.
Does the seconder agree with the
Yes.
revised figure?
Yes.
Okay, so motion by Mary, second by Wally. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none.
I sure vote the nose. Motion carries.
Yeah, motion carries.
Thank you, Heather, for your quick research.
Yeah, that's good.
I know, she was flying over there.
On it.
Is it on Amazon or what's?
That literally was just a Google search,
Oh,
so
okay.
you're gonna,
Sponsored products on.
yeah,
Okay,
On Google.
Yeah.
that's from Walmart to LLB to Cabela's, so,
okay, all
And
sorts.
ironically, Cabela's is not the most expensive,
so.
Oh,
Interesting.
Yeah.
nor is LLB.
We
Do they look
We'll go to
old?
McDuck, I haven't been there.
That
Field trip.
might, so,
Have the historic ones.
Probably not.
can always amend it if needed, if
Okay.
the old timey one you like the most is above the price.
okay, yeah. Go down to Bass Pro Shop in Denver, see if there's anything good there.
Okay.
All right, so next item then is the booth at the upcoming town events for the 4th of July, the Chili and Beer Fest on September 12th. The summer markets, which are on the third Wednesdays monthly from May through September. The Fall Fest, which is on October 4th, and the Winter Festival, which is on December 12th.
So this is just a request from the events team. They asked all of the liaisons to ask all of the committees about booths. So I know this group usually only does 4th of July, but I just wanted to make sure you were aware of all of the other
We
opportunities.
were talking about the fire truck and getting more exposure at a previous meeting. The summer market seems like a great opportunity for them. That's,
They're evening markets.
they're even, yeah, they're like
So,
4 to 7.
So you all would, yeah, if the group committed to being there,
Yeah,
that's the,
I just think it's a great way to get it out and about.
I've never been to that, so is it a?
I've not
Farmer's
been,
market?
it's like a
Yeah.
farmer's market, yeah,
Yeah.
they usually have a band and
Yeah.
every time I was gonna go, it rained, so I'm jinxing.
A lot of out of town people come too, which is interesting, I find. A lot of people who don't necessarily live nearby, they're just looking for something to go to.
Yeah,
And is it every week? or-
it's once a month.
Only once a
Only
month
once
on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
They did get rained out a few times.
Yeah, every time I was gonna go. But if that brings rain, I'm happy to have it. If I could do the same for snow.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
JG, you know what, the Christmas thing or the winter thing looks like this year, winter festival?
I don't.
Same.
Cause we did
And that's
bring
usually
a
the
fire truck here
chamber.
once, but,
Yeah. Well, and it's. Was
We
it the
opted
sports
out of
stable
that.
the last, yeah, when they
Yeah.
moved it to the
And
sports
that's-
stable, we opted out, yeah.
Those last few were down.
we just figured where to park it down here.
Yeah, that's the.
That was the biggest
part.
thing.
Yeah.
for
It's
this
the
process.
parking plus the guarding of it,
Yeah.
remember?
Somebody has to be right there.
Yeah.
well, maybe the guy who's driving can hang around and shoo people away or something like that. Well, I'd say we definitely on the 4th of July, maybe consider that summer market, that,
Why don't I ask Michaela a little bit more detail and is it? Now, because I think that the truck is different than the booth question she's asking, so
oh, yeah.
I would need to.
But I would
check
do-
with her.
Outside of 4th of July, I would do one or the other, not both.
you
Just-
mean truck or? booth?
Truck or booth,
Yeah,
yeah, and you
Yeah.
could alternate them, right? I mean, it doesn't have to all be the same
At the 4th of July, or do you mean the market?
at the markets.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
Um,
we don't really have a need for a booth at the markets.
no,
Yeah.
I mean, and anything you do with the truck, if there was general questions or,
Right,
yeah, information.
Is there space for us? at the summer market?
That's why she's asking.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
trying to figure out.
Yeah,
My understanding, like I said, I got rained out, is that the trucks for the food, that's, cause it's like the farmer's market at Louisville, is they actually drive into the park
yeah.
and set up, there's a roadway into the park, so,
It's the street.
yeah, it's the
Yeah.
street, a roadway.
That's not- not-
A roadway, we call it the street, yes.
Right downtown.
Thank you. Right.
Yeah, I'd be curious to at least give it a shot with the truck, maybe on like that May one, but I think the biggest question would just be. One, the people who can be kind of around that, and two, logistically, where would it go?
Yeah.
And where the ideas would be. But I'm definitely open to
Yeah.
exploring that at least.
Yeah. I think so.
Okay, so just to make sure we're clear, 4th of July, truck and booth.
Yeah.
Summer market I'm just gonna ask about the truck
Mhm.
only. Okay,
Yeah,
just to see what that would look like.
And we tried the Chili Fest years ago and we don't fit into that. They're there to
Mhm.
drink beer and eat chili.
Yes, yes, yes.
Unless we wanted to serve 3-alarm chili out of the back of the fire.
There we go.
That would be-
We'd have a lot of takers.
I'll sample it and see if it's 3-alarm.
Who's cooking it?
That would be
Why?
so
It's
good.
gone.
That'd be wild.
That would be fun. That would be wonderful.
That would be. See Larry and Wally with little chef.
I don't know, you used to make the meat dish for us at our potluck
Yes, I did.
Oh,
back in the day.
Roasted fried.
Now, is it corrected, we're not having a 4th of July parade in?
That's correct.
That is
Oh,
correct.
no.
No,
yeah, we're not.
No.
Oh.
They're in the street.
Yeah.
Why?
The street,
Yeah.
getting
And
hard.
we don't know
So
what
it's
it's about that with the number of people in the park, it may not have any impact. But it will.
But usually the,
Well, there's still.
kind of separate as far.
Yeah, they'll still be
Yeah.
pancakes, they'll still be everything there.
Crushed, still, crushed.
Rugby.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing
I'm
on the.
surprised they can't
The
just start it a lot
250th
later,
birthday.
like after the
Correct.
round.
Maybe she doesn't go down.
I-
Go down cold.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can march on City Hall.
Okay,
All right, I think we're all good there. Yeah, definitely find out just the feasibility with the truck and where to go for at least the very first of the, summer markets, that May one. And then we can go from there, I think. So next is the Lions Club recognition sign placement at Asti Park.
so this is wonderful that you're here, Jean. It's good for the whole group to, I think, talk about, cause we have 2 of these. And, we talked about recognizing the Lions for their martial fire support and the tree donation. So it just would be good to talk about where would make sense at ASCII for these 2 signs to go.
Beside the bench, maybe?
Yes, I was gonna do.
For,
One
so
beside the
beside the
bench,
bench for the
possibly?
trees,
I don't know, I'll just,
for the trees, maybe for that, or, and then just we could do that.
there is a thing on the bench, but maybe coordinated with the bench.
And then here, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Explain it more.
and then any ideas on the second one?
Is there gonna be a narrative on it?
Mhm.
So my first response says as you're coming in, one of the entrances
Well,
into
Is the west entrance?
west entrance, yeah.
Because there's the 2 trees over by the west entrance.
West entrance,
now,
and then-
there's.
Yeah, because you're entering the park and the park was,
Wait, the west entrance is furthest away from the trees, the one.
yes, but
kinda
it's where people
by the
are walking
outhouse
in.
Is closer to the trees.
Yeah, but I think by the outhouse, you get a lot of
Trees
stuff.
over by the west fence line? Or,
Yeah,
Not Lions trees.
Okay, but I think you're coming into the park. And then you get up closer. That would be as much as my 2 cents is. It's where people are coming in without it cluttering You know, if you have a row of trees, this end and this end.
No, the trees are all just on one end.
Yeah, no, of a row of trees. This is my row of trees. There we go, these are trees. Sign here and sign here at each side of the road, or you have all these trees and this is a bench.
So-
And you put it by the bench, and then you put it at the entrance to the park.
They're opposite.
Yeah, so they're either here, all nice, neat in a row, or here.
People
Bench,
wouldn't see it
trees.
unless people walked over to the end, am I correct?
Right.
If in there, but if you put it at the entrance, like Scott, I
The
think.
one at the bench, like you said,
Yeah.
one at the entrance, so that,
Entrance to the park,
yeah.
Okay.
so that it's very visible. Okay.
Yeah.
Cross.
Are the trees in a row?
I don't know.
No,
they're not.
Oh,
They're
no.
kind of in like a nice.
The edge of the
Yeah.
square or.
Yeah.
And the one by the entrance could definitely talk about the
Well,
fire.
and it goes into what the narrative is, exactly. That's
Yeah.
why I asked that question,
You
so.
know,
Do we have any progress on the narrative?
Mm-mm.
Write that up.
I
mean, there
think
won't
I
be-
wanted to see where these
Let's
signs
go.
Yeah.
For a long time ago.
Yeah.
I think the narrative can be pretty quickly written.
No, what she's talking about the video.
The video.
versions, not the
Yeah,
AI.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get to that too.
Yes, you've got that one.
There isn't by any chance of Boston on using this then?
Boston,
Outside, yeah,
outside Boston.
No,
okay, I was just thinking about the trees being watered.
Oh, like they would,
I'm not aware of
they
one.
usually come
With the truck.
with a
The
truck.
truck, that's what I figured. Just,
Gotta do that though.
the lack of water is an issue.
Yeah.
Especially with the baby trees.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, we're pulling up a map.
Share my screen so people on.
I have some here. Can you see the little ones?
And I'm sorry, there's so
Okay.
much on my
Okay,
screen.
I have it here, that doesn't help you, but I have it here. So we.
you can make the left sidebar go away too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
push the arrow in.
If this is the house, we did like this.
Okay,
Okay.
so,
Well, I was
So
thinking
the
about.
trees are
south
over
fence.
here,
Yeah,
Mhm.
the bench is
Right there.
right
Yeah.
here.
cause that's the base of the
You can
rocks.
kind of see the trees in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Jean is basically thinking, you know,
Make one of the
one of
sides
them right in here.
Mm-hmm.
And are you saying?
That's where I
having
was
it
thinking, yeah.
here?
two benches.
Yeah, that's where I was
Little
thinking.
bench.
Just do
That's what I was calling the west.
Yeah, there's,
Yeah.
there's art with that. with the
Because you
trivia
park
for that,
right
It's
there.
already a problem.
Mhm.
to do.
But a lot of people park here.
That's all right.
Yeah, but you've got the privy and everything else
Yeah,
there.
it's a little cluttered already.
Yeah,
Yeah, and you don't need to sign around the privy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know how many people would.
Well, I mean, it
Stop.
could go over here. I mean, it can go anywhere really.
But you want it where people are. Where
Yeah.
People don't
Yes.
wander over into that corner.
Yeah.
So either more the park area or adjacent to that parking area where the 3 cars are right now. I agree.
Gee, what do you think though?
I think over to the side there, with the
Where?
house, by the house,
Toward
I've
the
used it,
west
yeah.
entrance.
yeah.
Over
You know
here?
where initially you had the sign before it opened?
Yeah, like
Sign
kind
out
of.
there,
yeah.
I think along in that area.
This one there, and then close to the bench.
Yeah.
So the one that would be in this area would be more about support of Marshall
Yes.
Fire, all of that.
Mhm.
And then this one would be more about the donation of the trees.
Mhm.
Fair
Okay.
enough.
Okay.
All right, does that sound good, everyone?
Yep.
Thank you.
Perfect. All right, so then the next item is deferred budget carryover spending in 2026.
We have been carrying this money over for a long time.
She says
And
it.
JG is saying, let's spend it this year.
Yeah.
Spend it on sandwiches.
Sandwiches and lanterns.
There you go. It's a lot of money.
How much is in it?
It's about 2,000. Oh, that's a lot. That's right.
Really big sandwich.
Because the one is the Tebow gift still.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So we
Oh,
need to
those,
think,
yeah.
oh, yeah, okay, that's $1,000.
So just didn't know if there's a bigger purchase, something that you know, what's on the wish list for the museum?
Yes, potbelly stove for the S.
yes,
Mm.
actually, yes.
Yeah, I think it just would be good to start thinking about it. Let's just have a goal to spend it before the end of the year.
Right. We
I
don't
like
need
that
to
idea.
rush in on a stove for asking, but we can start looking and
Start looking.
Find
and
what we
see
want.
They are.
That's a good idea, yeah.
Is that everybody, that was a very quick agreement. That's great.
That's a real good idea, yeah. Yeah, because we haven't had any luck just kind of casually finding one that's gonna be donated, but if we search for one and we have this budget.
As we look into, potential, special exhibits or getting a special exhibit, say through History Colorado, some of those have fees
Yeah.
associated too. I don't remember how big they go. It seems like some of them, even with our discount, would be over 1,000 depending on.
Well, and we don't have, a lot of those require 6,000 square feet. And
Yeah, we want the smaller.
yeah, the smaller ones are like $50,
Oh,
50 to 100. We're actually, the STEM exhibit, that's one of the big traveling ones, is over at Louisville right now.
Mhm.
And it's like a 6-month commitment and they said they had a problem with the square footage, but they made it work.
Mhm.
So we were talking about people stopping by for that.
okay,
But for us, it would be like a civic center or here
yeah.
Right.
to put it out and,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of requirements with it. So we were gonna see how that really worked,
Okay.
whereas they are, I always forget the name of it. The other ones would be really cool to put out here, you know,
Yeah.
they're literally like 2 cases that you can put on, a case or 2.
Yeah.
And they're like anywhere from 50, maybe there was 1 or 2, 200, and there's several
Oh.
hundred available.
Oh, perfect,
So if we were doing, like we were trying to get the 10th Mountain Division
yeah,
speaker, getting those 2 educational exhibits versus the big traveling thing.
Right.
With the idea, but it's not huge costs on the research that we did.
okay,
Well, I guess that's fortunate.
Yeah, and we just want, a couple of us need to go through Louisville and see how that worked.
yeah,
And those traveling exhibits, I think there's like 4 or 5 of them, but again, several of them, when I talked to, gal's name is Leah, I think.
I think that's right.
Yeah, and she basically said, you need space for us to really do it.
yeah, so we'll have, I
So,
mean, there's space
but
here,
she
there's
referred me
space.
to this whole educational thing that was like, that would be really cool.
Mhm.
And you can do them for 2 months or 3 months for a very negligible cost.
Instead of a 6-month commitment, though the Ute one, if it's worthwhile, would be worth the 6-month commitment.
Yeah, well, and the hard thing there is it's just been at Louisville.
Mhm.
So do we need to publish
Well, it's
something?
probably
ours?
already reserved for somewhere else, right? So we
Yeah.
probably have to get on the wait
Yeah.
list
Yeah.
and-
But I think we need to see how they set it up because Leah's description was like, yeah, made me kind of go, I don't know how we would do that.
Okay.
But that's our tell is what we would go with.
Okay,
I think
So-
we, branching off from there, I think it'd be good to have a list of what's available that we,
It's on, the list is on our Google Drive, there's a link to it, yes.
thank you.
okay.
And I will teach you how to use the Google Drive. If, when we're done, we can share a screen and I will show you how to use it.
Walk through Google.
Yeah.
Well, I think it'd be good to have as an agenda item.
Yeah.
This is such a great topic. It's something that's been discussed a lot about.
I'm bringing up a lot of things, but I would love this at the town board, because it would be broader than this audience of
Yeah,
Yes.
engaged interest.
Yeah.
So if we can add that item to the
Like,
list for them too.
do we have that Google Drive link generally? shared?
It was shared last summer,
Okay.
but you may
I
need
just
to refresh.
I just need to look through it.
Yeah, or let's resend it with our next historic communication.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
but it just became a good place to start putting all this stuff,
Yes.
so.
Mhm.
And
mhm.
I'm
I can
running
start
out of space
uploading
on
photos
that
somewhere
Google
too.
Drive, just so don't put anything really huge on there
I
right
will
now.
not start
So I
uploading
need to
photos this.
switch it over
To the town draw, yeah, I know you
to
got
a
town.
bigger, no, it's
Okay.
just to
Okay.
more space, so just FYI. I'll put it on here. Am I sending the link to the whole group?
Yes.
Just so it's at the top of everyone's inbox.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And if anyone can stay 5 minutes after, I'll show you how it works. Okay.
Thank you.
Larry, you're looking at me like.
I require more than 5 minutes.
Larry, 3 clicks, babe, 3 clicks.
Yeah, who makes it easy?
I'll try.
You got babed out of that one, 3 clicks. So you're good.
I think I would have to share the link. I've only
Oh, I
shared,
thought it was shared with everybody.
I don't know if I did share it with all.
Oh, okay.
Historic. I think
So
I
we'll
only
need to do
shared
that,
it,
yeah.
Yeah, so let me put.
Okay.
Sure.
So,
Yep.
Yeah, so
Mhm.
not a 5-minute demo.
No, I can still demo it, then when you share it, they can.
Gotcha.
Oh,
So yes, a 5-minute.
yes, 5-minute demo.
Okay.
We'll huddle. We'll
Yeah.
huddle.
Okay. Huddle up.
Huddle up. Mhm.
All right, so just looking at the time, want to jump ahead to upcoming events. So March 7th, open museum days, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. in the cemetery, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. I think everyone good. Otherwise, we're kind of the usual.
I think to
Duties.
Susan's point, let's sort of narrow it down to, so we're sort of,
Yeah, one who is gonna be the usual, because we didn't exactly have it.
and Scott's gonna be the cemetery.
Yeah, so I think Scott will be at the cemetery.
Do you want us at SD in the afternoon or the morning?
Yeah, I will not be there.
Scott and
So you.
Dalton are
you're
going
not
to the
both
cemetery.
Yeah, I won't be able to attend the whole day.
Dalton won't be there for.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
okay.
So Scott's at the cemetery, somebody else will need to be at ASD for,
In the morning.
in the morning,
Mhm.
so I could potentially do that.
Okay,
Susan, I'd like to do pictures that day at Grasso.
Okay, then can somebody else be at ASD in the morning?
I can,
I can be either one or even cemetery need to be,
Okay.
like, fill in where
Yeah.
needed.
Okay,
And I'm anticipating some questions like we have on things like the desks. So it lets us have Mary there and available to do it real time, so.
okay, so who?
Yeah,
what
you and
do
I'll
we
be
do?
there in the afternoon at ASD.
yeah,
so,
As you.
We'll be there from noon on.
yeah.
so you'll be, you're.
I'm gonna go to Grasso, yeah.
So. Just let me. A lot of crosstalk. Okay,
Hold on, who's
Yeah.
at Grasso?
so Jill
You too,
and
right?
Susan, yeah,
In the
okay,
morning,
I will be there whenever Susan and Mary tell me to be there.
okay.
Yeah, it's just. And so Larry, you can be at the cemetery or, sorry, did we identify who's gonna be at ASD in the morning?
No,
I will.
Mary will be at, yeah. And then Karen and Wally will be at Asti in the afternoon. As far as Grasso, do you want to be at Grasso, Jill, Susan at the same time, or one of you okay doing the morning and then the afternoon?
Oh, we were gonna take pictures.
Yeah.
Okay,
And what we find with the pictures is, so for example, the school desks are entered as school desks.
okay,
We don't know, we've got 3 school desks. Did it come from Larry, Curly, or Mo? So that's where we need
okay,
the donations work for.
Leave me out of it.
Yeah.
They're not at
So-
Grasso, they're. at
Yeah, but that's an example. So
Yeah.
there's some things
Yeah.
at Grasso where, like, we had, one of the things, we had a set of 6 vault jars. But
okay,
they've been split between displays, so we need to be able to
Yeah.
talk about that.
okay. So
Without
would you two be able to be at Grasso like in the afternoon, and then Larry, would you be able to be at Grasso in the morning?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, I could, get the, signs out
okay,
with the Mac Daddy,
Cool, and then we can.
dolly.
okay.
Mhm.
Okay, that sounds good.
Okay, so Mary is at Asti in the morning, Karen and Wally Asti in the afternoon. Larry will be at Grasso in the morning, Jill and Susan, Grasso in the afternoon, and Scott, you'll be at the cemetery.
and I might be there.
Okay,
And that could be anywhere else, it's not today. I suppose it might be weather-wise, we could bring out the fire truck, but maybe that's too much
That
down.
might be ambitious.
I think like
Yeah,
a
that's gonna be-
cemetery,
that's
maybe
in
not
there.
on a cemetery day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay,
Okay, cool.
Maybe
there we
April.
go. All right, so March 13th work session, 10 AM to 12, just kind of the usual there, I'm imagining.
Yes, because if we get Grasso done during the opening,
Yeah,
we're starting on this. I shouldn't get so excited over this.
You're nerding out on us here.
It's just the progress has gotten so visual.
That's so great.
It is so great.
yeah,
And we love that you're nerding out.
Yeah.
yeah.
Nerd away.
Nerd away.
And then the final item here for events is a reminder, there is a Mount Vernon event hosted by the Women of Mount Vernon in association with History Colorado, which will be on May 4th, just down in Denver.
Well, you know what day of the week May 4th is?
The Monday.
Monday.
Okay.
Yeah, so they, through my Instagram, I have an Instagram account, that's affiliated with all these presidential museums and sites. They reached out to me and they said, we're hosting this event, and they sent me some flyers. So there's flyers at Asti and Grasso.
That's where they came from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they said, yeah, if you wanted to just get the word out about this event, they'd love that. And I said, absolutely. So I'll definitely try to make down there. It seems very interesting.
How long will it be? Do you?
It seemed like an hour and a half.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it a presentation or just?
Yeah, presentation.
On George Washington's number?
Yeah, George Washington and the history there.
Okay.
Mhm.
Maybe a carpool?
Yeah, we can arrange a carpool, come like the April meeting. But that's it for events. I think we can move on to staff updates. So JG, barn door repair.
And as mentioned before, I think last fall, the barn got broken into, yanked, the door just got yanked on pretty hard and it didn't take much, I don't think, but nothing was gone, nothing was really damaged except for the door. I was hoping for a pretty speedy repair and it just hasn't happened. I did order reclaimed barnwood from somewhere out east, just as backup in case we need it. I don't know if we will, but Deep Roots, I've been in contact with Deep Roots and they are assessing. I've sent them lots of pictures, and since they were busy at the conference, they've not come and done a site visit, but I think they have a plan. So I'll probably move forward just with them for that repair. I have stressed multiple times that I want it fortified.
Mhm.
So we'll see how that goes and I'll keep you posted.
Now, if you want to fortify it, you're gonna be able to do that with the existing barn door, or you need to, out of the right material, make a new door.
I think he's kind of, it kind of in between both. I think that's part of what he's researching right
Yeah.
now, cause I've emphasized that we can't just put brand new 2x4s on there.
Oh, no, it's got,
And he knows about the reclaimed barnwood I have, and I think he's researching other wood,
yeah,
cause the wood I have are just slats.
yeah,
But if he might be looking for older 2x4s or something,
Yeah.
but he knows that we need to keep that historical look to
right,
it.
absolutely. And I think they need to maybe try and do the lock a little different on there, so they can't just, if they get to jerk it too much, you could probably rip the lock off, I mean,
Yeah.
the hardware for the lock off.
Yeah, so stay tuned, I'll keep you posted. I think we're in good hands with Deep Roots,
Yeah,
really great team.
I hope they keep the bolt, even though we also do it with the padlock, but I think the bolt is so,
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
have
for
to keep
sure.
that. That's authentic, yeah. we
yeah,
have-
that's
Yeah.
authentic. Every
Yeah.
time I open it and it jams a little and I think, oh, all the years this is.
JG, would this be a place to spend the $2,000 or?
No, this
Okay.
comes out of arts and history.
Okay.
So arts and history, a portion of my budget goes to maintenance of public art and historic. So,
That's appropriate.
Yeah.
no, Larry, no.
Well, how about a ticket to Belize? That's.
No, Larry, no. Okay, the monitor screens are at ASTI in the basement.
Okay.
I met with Bob McCool last week. We took them to the basement.
Okay.
One of the larger one is in the box. The smaller one is out of the box. There's, and then I was out the rest of the week sick, so I didn't follow up with it, so I still need to, but Dalton and I had talked about, taking the next steps.
Yeah,
Bob McCool, has sent me the login information,
perfect.
so we need to start there. You and I need to decide, do you wanna take it? Do you
I'm
want
totally
me to
fine
take
taking it. I can start working away. I just need like that login info and then I can start working on it.
So it's in the
Yeah.
basement at ASCII, pick it up whenever you'd like
Okay.
and keep me posted, I'll send you the login. And then I have the Marshall Fire video.
Perfect.
The group needs to talk about what let's start off with the first monitor, what will it sit on? And then keep going from there, but so glad that we have them. We are ready to go, and then, how do you say, once we get it back to the museum, we will need to have IT hook up.
Yeah, install
And,
everything,
cause it
yeah.
needs Wi-Fi, you know, it needs some stuff, so it's not a plug and play situation.
Yeah.
We need to make sure that we're Wi-Fi ready and all of that, so we'll have to
Perfect.
connect, so it might be still a little while before we're ready, totally ready to go, but at least we have them in hand.
Yeah.
And Dalton will get going, I'll work with Dalton, we'll get IT involved and
Yeah.
we'll get going, okay, but if the group can think about what and where.
I thought we were wall mounting at ASTI on the left side
Yeah.
interior.
Okay, perfect,
That's what I thought.
thank you, Steph.
So,
Yay, so that's a big.
That is huge.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll prioritize that because it's been a long time coming.
And you're okay just going by and picking
Yep,
up? Okay.
I can pick them up. Yeah.
Okay, and then last, so the other thing Bob said, so I'll send you everything Bob sent me login wise, but he did say that they have amazing customer service.
Okay.
So he can help with some stuff, but he said ultimately it's probably better just to loop in with the customer service because they're available all the time and, they have got all kinds of resources for assistance.
Okay.
And I want to just reconfirm goals. The goal now is to get this set up, operating with the programming we have and then continue
Yeah.
to progressively develop programming and
Yeah, my
add
goal, I
more
think,
programming.
because it's been so long, we want to I'll work on just something kind of, I think, bare bones at the onset, and just so then we can have it up, have it displayed, and then I'll be able to work kind of behind the scenes and then expand from there. Mhm.
And so we'll have the Marshall Fire video, as JG
Yeah.
mentioned,
Mhm.
initially and to start, and then we have other surrounding.
Yeah,
Because the intention was, when we donated that, was it also the history, not just the fire, it would incorporate the history of the town
yeah,
and the fire.
and that's, we'll
That
build out
was
from
the
kind of,
purpose with the donation.
yeah, yep, we'll be able to just start building out from there, but I think the important thing will be to get something on there initially, get it displayed, and then we can work on just expanding kind of behind the scenes.
And we have nothing to show from Daryl at all as far as putting it.
I think there is some content on there, I think
Oh,
we'll have to
good,
pop it open.
It's probably the same content we saw.
Yeah, I think it is,
Yeah.
yeah. Mhm.
which is actually a good start.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
good.
It was.
So we do have the historical
Yeah.
tie-in.
Yeah.
Great.
Lots of good Lions updates
Yeah.
today, so
Yeah.
glad that you're here
Yeah.
today.
It's good to be here.
Perfect day.
I will,
It's
I will
unfortunate
commit to
that
being involved.
stalled out over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
over
Mhm.
process.
Yeah, but,
At the time can be right.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'll prioritize it, don't worry, we'll get something up there.
yeah.
All right, so next is then the potential Grass Oak Park outbuilding restoration estimates and costs. Oh, and grant.
Okay, so basically, so the town has a grant writer. I met with her last fall. We kind of walked through different opportunities, different types of grants. I think I mentioned to you that, we kind of just discussed all kinds of things, like potential money for the trail. We also talked about, the minor memorial. We talked about Grassway Park outbuilding restoration. And I'm feeling strongly that that is probably the best direction that we go, especially after you talked about the leak in the roof on the Homestead House. And then also the knowledge that we got a grant 20 years ago for a lot of restoration. And so Brooke and I talked about the feasibility, like would History Colorado, potentially give us another similar grant, even though we got one 20 years ago. And I think considering those outbuildings survived the fire, there's an opportunity to,
In the flood.
yeah. And then an opportunity to maybe look into hardscaping around them a little bit more, doing some things to help protect them more in the future. Either way, it's something that I'm working on, and Lydia, who was the liaison prior to me, she and I are she's gonna actually be helping me a little bit with this, the research and some of the footwork, because we can't apply for a grant unless we know how much and what needs to be done. So Lydia is actually gonna help with, we're gonna research a handful of different historic preservation vendors, Deep Roots being one of them. We'll start working on a list of what needs to be done. Eventually, we'll need to get with you all to get your advice. Like, we know right now that the homestead needs a new roof, and the barn probably needs more work. So we're not ready for that. She and I need to do a lot of research. We need to get a lot of ducks in a row before we pull you all in, but just know that that's getting work done. So that we can potentially apply for this grant in the fall. Okay.
If hardscape's being considered, it might also be the time to think about hard pathing between the buildings within the park for greater access and planning for future greater interpretive opportunities there.
Yeah, I think the hard path would make it easier to walk around in there instead of all those little, if you will, chuck holes and humps and bumps.
Right, and maybe make it more wheelchair accessible.
Oh, exactly.
Since that's one of the reasons why we have an ADA recreation path behind it now.
Yeah.
So I think that is a fantastic idea. And I think that could also go on the agenda for your council dinner for next year budget request.
Yeah, it could be a multi-step, making sure the oldest buildings remaining in Superior remain standing.
Yeah, so I think that's a great idea because we have had an annual preservation budget. And it's usually kind of been sitting at a fixed number, and we've used it obviously for the minor memorial and things like that, but 2027, we don't really have anything planned for it, so that could be something that it goes towards, but we could ask for an increase potentially to really do more there. So, great idea.
Now, questions. While we're on doing the preservation of those old buildings, that's really old wood on there and this is just a thought, nothing else. Would that be something we might want to consider putting linseed oil on the outside of that? It's not gonna change the look of the building, just to help preserve maybe the moisture and stuff going, and keep the wood from falling apart.
Like this year, maybe?
Well, I guess, yeah, it wouldn't hurt.
We could definitely ask. Last year, that youth corps group that we had, I know on a much smaller scale, but I asked, I requested that they help linseed oil the 2 coal carts.
Yes.
We could ask for some help with with grasso.
Let's make sure the linseed oil is the appropriate
Well, correct.
stuff.
That was just a suggestion.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with
Yeah.
that or something similar.
Yeah, we could do the house and anything that's on the barn that's exposed and outhouse and the
Ice houses, I call it.
well, that little house that said it's in there, we think is a root cellar.
And I can ask Leslie and our superintendent Matt, just to see what their thoughts are on adding linseed oil to the
Yeah,
building.
it's not a good idea.
Or something.
What's appropriate.
Yeah,
Like, we don't want them just thinking, oh, let's put Thompson's water seal on it or something like that, which is not needed.
no.
Okay,
We did that a few years ago and even did the shingles. I mean, that was quite a few years ago.
yeah,
5 minutes.
yeah, I know, let's,
So
okay.
Iris at the cemetery.
I sent out an email yesterday inviting me, the calendar invite for the council dinner. So I'll start working with Dalton, Larry and Karen on the agenda. And I'll make sure to put a call out to everybody else. But remember, we only have an hour for that dinner and these are kind of high level topics.
Yes.
And budget requests for 2027. So be on the lookout for those emails. I'll try to keep this story short, but it's a sweet one. So I'm just obsessed with the iris at the cemetery. And I told you that I was gonna talk to my mom, who is an iris expert and master gardener, and bringing Rosie out to assess and sort of look at them. So I called her. We start talking about it and I tell her that they've been there forever. We're guesstimating how long, 50, 75 years, something to that nature.
Or more.
And I kept telling her that they were white. And she kept getting quiet. And finally she says, it's not possible that they've been there that long because white iris are a hybrid. And those have not been in the US for certainly not 50 to 75 or more years. So we go back and forth, and the nature of Rosie is once she kind of goes into this, you better prove it kind of a thing. So while we're talking on the phone, I decide to get on good old Google. And let's see, where is that? Wasn't there? Well, I got on the internet and I looked and, I saw it was on here. I Googled white iris in the US. And lo and behold. There is such a thing. And they are called white cemetery iris.
Wow.
And it talked a little bit about where they originated, but I got kind of emotional and I said, oh my gosh, Rosie, you have your laptop. She Googled it too. We're reading it together and she says, I'm floored. I just learned something. I'm so excited. But we're thinking that people who were living here, somebody brought them over, somebody brought them.
Right.
And somebody intentionally planted them at our cemetery. I just think it's so wonderful, so. Either way, I'm hoping to get her up there and I'll just keep you posted because we talked about, should they be thinned out? Should they be replanted in more areas, things like that. And then I shared with Larry, the other day that, we've been talking about more and more maintenance and really keeping that prairie grass mowed down. But it occurred to me after I talked to Rosie that part of how those iris may have survived all these years is with that longer prairie grass. Kind of shading and protecting and keeping more of that moisture in. So I think if you're okay with it, I'm gonna talk to Matt Rarick and the team about maybe not mowing as often.
Yeah.
And letting it grow a little bit longer and keep it maybe a little taller. So that's the update. There'll be more to come, but I just thought, what a cool little discovery. Cemetery iris.
Yeah.
That's all I have.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yes.
It is, I was literally almost screaming when I saw that. I was like, you are never gonna believe what I just found.
I thought it was really cool too.
She loved it. She had no idea. Because originally iris were not called iris, they were called flags.
I remember flags because they would put them out on Flag Day, which is what Memorial Day was called.
Mhm.
Those of us who are older remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I must not be over then, cause I don't
But-
remember.
Clearly from that picture, you saw they're a little smaller than our current present day, more hybrid,
Yes.
the bigger. Yeah, so I just wish we could figure out how they got over, who planted them.
But it might have been different families, as they
What?
buy their own.
But clearly it's
Different.
very
Track that down,
significant for them to
Columbo.
be there.
Very cool.
Yeah,
I wonder if the Spicer descendants who came to the last cemetery tour and then, I wonder if they remember,
If
because
any
they've
would show
got
up, maybe
people,
you could ask them.
they've got
Yes.
people there.
cause I just,
Wasn't that who was there last time?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if I remember Denzel's stories, they used to do gardening contests in the mine camp.
Yeah, that's how his mom got the house painted.
Yes.
She won.
Won the gardening contest, so they would bring these flowers and bulbs and grow it and have, and I got the recordings of Denzel, like, see if, I don't know if I have that story there, I just remember him telling that story.
I don't know
I
where.
just hope they bloom this year with it being so dry.
Yeah.
Now we're, I think, a minute over, but any other items on the agenda in our other section?
Just wondering if we've heard anything from the sculptor on the statue.
Mm-mm. No, I'll let you know as soon as I do. He's working.
All right.
Katie Olson has volunteered to help with the drums map.
Oh,
And,
wonderful.
And she said that she would probably recommend UV protected plexiglass or frame it,
Do we
so,
have a cost estimate maybe?
sorry,
Do you think we could get a cost estimate by next month?
I think so, yeah. But she says contact her in time about this. Maybe she could come on a work day.
Yeah. All right. Well, I
That's gonna
think,
be March 13th though.
okay. I think that covers everything then.
Yeah.
Do I have a motion to adjourn this meeting?
I move to adjourn.
Can I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, the meeting is adjourned.
God.